So, if you're watching this the day it comes out, Legends Arceus is 1 day away from releasing. It's not something I've talked about on the channel before, but given some, with the leaks and the data mine that's happened, I feel like putting my thoughts about this game into the air just before it comes out. Because, well, to begin with, I was quite hopeful. I thought this game could actually be something pretty good. Pokemon Legends Arceus looked really interesting. It was an open, quote-unquote, open world, or at least that's how it appeared to be an open world, semi-action-based Pokemon game. Something people have been asking for a very long time, and it's catering to those people. I personally don't mind if something like this never happened, but hey, look, it could be cool if it's done right. So I was at least somewhat hopeful. This game has been probably worked on for at least a little while, you'd hope. And so I thought, maybe something cool will come from this. Then we got some Hisuian forms, and I was like, okay, they're kind of cool. I don't dislike them. And then the fan service starts hitting. We see the ancestors of characters in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, such as Team Galactic and the like. And then it gets worse as we start learning that this game that's quote-unquote about history, at least in the Pokemon world, can't get its history correct, and it's just fucking with everything. And then the Arceus phone was a thing, and that just was even worse. Hisuian Zoroark and Zoroark are kind of cool. Like, I respect that. They look dope. In reality, they're probably the only designs I don't hate. Mostly. From there, well, there wasn't really much after that. There's a couple trailers that I didn't bother watching because after having heard some of the leaks, I started losing hope because they weren't good. And then the game was sold on eBay because Nintendo don't choose the people they give early access to wisely. So it was sold on eBay. Someone data mined the game. And then we found out pretty much everything. The designs are one thing that I cannot stand. They just look horrible. Have you seen the evolution to Hisuian Quillfish? Have you seen Hisuian Voltorb? Or Electrode even. The evolution, it's hideous. It doesn't even, the whole thing of Electrode is an upside down Voltorb. So why does it lose the eyebrows and not have a mustache that it should have? Why is it just not upside down? It defeats the purpose. And then, as I said, Quillfish in its evolution looked disgusting. Why does it have spikes coming out of its nose? I get that it's a blowfish or a pufferfish, but what? The thing's horrible. And the starters. Samurott is basically the same with a few little extra spikes. It looks like, Samurott. It's reasonable. I haven't really got a problem with Samurott on its own. It's just Samurott with some bells and whistles. Then Decidueye. Okay, it's Decidueye in the past. It makes sense that it's not dead, so it's not a ghost type. But why is it red? Why is the green bits red? Why does it go from bird that's green to bird that now has some red feathers instead of green feathers? Why does that change? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I know this is a Pokemon game, but still, continuity, please. Then again, there are some worse evolution lines in the series, I'm aware, but still, especially when you've got a pre-existing design that you're supposed to be expanding on or adjusting or showing a different aspect of with the Hisuian form, why does it just change so drastically? Also, I don't really like the design of Hisuian Decidueye. The grass fighting is cool, but also it looks so dumb. And then there's the worst defender, Typhlosion. They took one of the, in my opinion, simplest and coolest designed Pokemon, Typhlosion, took away all of its edge and kind of like that aggressiveness its design had, rounded it off, and then made it smoke a blunt. That's what Hisuian Typhlosion is. And it's disastrous. What did they do? How? Why? Who thought this was a good idea? And then we get onto things that I am even more irked by. Namely, the Hisuian Genie, or the Force of Nature. the female one that's almost certainly fairy type because it's bright pink. It looks awful. And then there's its Therian form, which looks even worse. I won't be showing any of the images here because Nintendo, they're a finicky company, so I won't be showing images like that. They'll probably just be the game's cover here. And also, if you haven't seen the designs, you can just hear my opinion of them instead of just having them spoiled for you if you don't want to go in knowing the designs. They also managed to make Hisuian Arcanine not cool, even though Hisuian Growlithe had a lot of potential. And then there's the origin forms, or whatever you want to call them, of Dialga and Palkia. That just... I mean, I understand what they were going for, but what they were going for was just a bad idea. Like, this isn't Gen 5. We don't have the DNA splicers. This isn't the original dragon we're trying to form here. This is the creation trio and Arceus without Giratina. Like, why are you fusing Dialga and Arceus? Why is that the design you went for? Same with Palkia. What? What is this? It's hideous. And then we move away from the designs and to the actual story of the game. The main character is the main character of Diamond and Pearl, who gets sent back in time because that makes sense and wouldn't cause massive problems for the, you know, Pokemon timeline or anything, would it? Oh, and then Arceus is there, obviously. When you complete the decks, you get to get Arceus with a quote-unquote boss fight, because this game has quote-unquote boss fights that people think are hard, but having seen the gameplay, they fundamentally just aren't, if you've ever played any action game ever. I know it's a kid's game, but come on. Why are people saying these games are hard when, just from looking at them, you can tell that they just won't be? Good God. Yeah. And then there's the actual gameplay, which it has the classic, you know, turn-based combat, sometimes. And on top of that, you have the going around just throwing balls at random Pokemon, and then throwing bombs at the noble Pokemon. And that's kind of it. And you get gated off from areas until you do certain requirements. You catch a Pokemon about 50 million times to fill out its dex entry and rinse and repeat. These games had potential. At least I thought they did. However, they did not meet what I thought they could be. And maybe that's my fault for having my expectations too high. Albeit I didn't expect anything, I just thought they could go somewhere. But maybe that was the problem. I thought they could go somewhere. Games, this game, singular, there isn't more than one of them. But yeah, Legends Arceus is, in my opinion, a slap in the face. It's disappointing. It throws the history that it's supposed to be calling back to out the window. It's just filled with fan service and hideous designs that make the people that think Gen 5 has bad designs even, well, make them look dumber, because these are genuinely bad designs. Now, obviously, as of recording this, the games haven't come out. As of this video coming out, the game isn't out. However, I probably won't be getting it, just because it's disappointed me. And maybe that's me being privileged in some way, you could think of it like that, but I won't be getting this game. I just won't. Maybe somewhere down the line, if it turns out that this opinion is completely off base, and somehow the system mechanics and the story somehow all sort themselves out and become some sort of entertaining mess, or actually quality, which I highly doubt. Entertaining mess seems much more likely, but we'll have to wait and see. Tomorrow, if you're watching this when this goes up, the games will be out officially and everyone will actually get to play them. Everyone, not just the people that got early access and then bought a copy off eBay and then data mined the game. But this is by the by. In my opinion, Legends Arceus is disappointing. But we'll have to wait and see when the games actually drop. Oh god. Anyway, I've been Animosity, you've been you. Look to you all next time for another video. Ta-ta, for now.